Welcome to the Ponderous Brick Thinker. This is another installment in Learning from the Pros. In this episode, we're going to continue with LEGO Set 10497 Galaxy Explorer from the Space System. And up next is Back 4. So in this case, it doesn't show what part of the ship we're going to be building on. But right now, we're going to see looks like a 1 by 12 and looks like a brick with a horizontal stud, gray. That, and there we go, step 98. Oh, we're going to be building that, which might be an edge piece. Could be that one, or no, it's too short for the back. But yeah, there we go. And then a red, but this red has a claw attached to it, like this. It's going to be opposite side of the horizontal stud, and then another gray with a horizontal stud. And it looks like a 1x4 brick with 4 horizontal studs. Oh, and then we're going to do something with, I'm not sure what these pieces are called, but they're wedges, plates. So we're going to get a black and a yellow. And here's the other black. Curious. I thought the yellow would be more easy to. Oh no, they're not yellow. They're just 1x4s. Like this. And all they do is here and get sandwiched. And then attached to this. So then we get another 1x4 brick with 4 horizontal studs. On the last stud here, underneath that goes a gray 1x3 plate. Hmm. There you go. Right, and then step 102. Okay, we're gonna get this angle and put a white single step plate underneath. And then it's like a 1x2 plate with some kind of attachment. I believe they're channels, like that. And then do that again, get another angle, attach it, and then another 1x2 plate that has a channel attached to it. So right there. And then we get another angle. And then we're going to get a 1x8 plate with a channel. So it's all continuous. And then fill it up with angles. but on the end, it's going to get a transparent piece. It's a single stud angle. Comes like, oops, we're missing something. Oh, we need another channel, a 1x2 plate with a channel. So that's step 5, this is step 6. And then we're going to attach this to the horizontal studs of this piece that we've been building. Oh, hold on. Yes, it needs to be flat on top. The channel is on the bottom where it's on the lower part of the angle, like this. And then I just realized that there's no channel here, so we'll see how that is resolved. But there we go. That's kind of a nice way to also include more support to this. Oh, we're going to touch it right away. Okay. So we're going to touch it like that. Now that is very interesting. This part is the only thing touching or significantly holding on to the vehicle. It's just that, nothing else. Unlike the other ones, there's several points that support it. And then, okay, so we attach it, but then we're also going to attach smooth plates right here. So it looks like a 2x2 smooth. And, oh, we were supposed to attach it before. Never mind. I was more interested as to how this was going to attach. And these look like a 2x6 smooth as well. I see a 2x3. Could it be? Yep, it looks like more of a rectangle than a square, so it's a 2x3. Okay, so I see this being flush with this, and there, and this is right just next to it. And there we go. Okay, and then supposedly we're going to be on the other side. So a 1x12. Let's see, here we go. A single stud brick with a horizontal stud. Then a red brick with a claw facing away. Oh, we didn't really use that. There he goes. Interesting. I wonder what that's going to be for. Okay, so then single stud brick with a horizontal stud. A 1x4 with 4 studs. And then the sandwich. And 2 1x4 yellow plates. Go like that. This way. And then a 1x4 brick with 4 horizontal studs. And a 1x3 gray plate. underneath. Oh, let's see what this says. The red and green navigational lights on the original model were not placed traditionally. Red lights on the left side, green lights on the right. Instead, the red lights are towards the front and green towards the rear. This new model keeps that same placement. Okay. So it's probably not flight approved. Okay, so 1x2. And then we're going to need a transparent piece, that single stud angle. Okay, then a 1x2 gray angle. The lower part towards the channel feature. This one is going to get the 1x8 or 1x6. Sorry, yeah, 1x8. Like that. And then fill it up. Okay, and then we're going to need another angle, and then a 1x2 plate with a channel. And then another one. So that's another angle, and then we're going to need another 1x2 plate with a channel, and then one more angle for this one. Underneath will go a single stud white plate. So it's interesting that they started on this side and went this way. I don't know, to make it interesting or just left to right rules. Okay, so then this is going to get attached to this part we have constructed. There we go. Now let's see what happens when we put the, let's see, it's a 2x6, 2x6, and a 2x3. 2x3 by where the white is. And then just right next to that are the 2x6 smooth plates that cover up the studs. Okay, and then it gets attached right there. Let's see where to grab it. Okay, so right here, next to that white. I think that's the full extent. Well, not really, because it's probably going to get expanded more. We'll see how that goes. But overall, I think that's the almost the widest part, because this part is visible on the final. It gets engines in the back, so okay, so that's attached. We'll see, hopefully there's enough room for everything in the future. Now we're going to use this hinge feature and put a 1x2 transparent red piece on this side. The way they orient it is the hinge is here, and it opens slightly. Then we're going to get a yellow 1x4, place it underneath this part, then get another yellow 1x4 and sandwich it like that. There. So what do we have here? looks like 1/8. Let's be careful because there's two different pieces lengths at play. So it's going to be a 1/12 and a 1/8. The 1/8 is like this. And then 1/12 like this. 2 and 2. Okay, so then we're going to do some more construction. So gray 1/2 brick with 2 horizontal studs. And then a single stud round brick, red. Single stud yellow plate. And a 1/2 gray with 2 studs. That confirms it's the 8 and then the 12. It fits. And then we're going to put a 1/4 brick with 4 horizontal studs. That's black. A single stud yellow plate. Then a 1/4 black brick with 4 horizontal studs. And a single stud round brick. Interesting that the way the placement is, I do believe it's on this side, it's just rotated. They don't show where exactly, so I'm just going to kind of float it here. And it looks like there's already a transparent piece in place. That's going to go right there. That's 2 plates high from here. I believe that's correct because then this plate and that plate, that's the 2. That will match up with this hinge. So this angle is not established, where the other ones, they kind of relate to the Lego grid. But this one needs a variable to kind of get it just right. So I'm going to put it there. And it looks like everything fits. We did not put anything on the horizontal studs. Now it's also going to be harder to pick this up because I'm not sure where to grab it now. Let's see where else. Okay, now I guess we're gonna, we're gonna continue working a little bit on that. It's the single stud red plate with this feature. It's gonna get a, I guess a pan. The stud part goes up, and on top of that goes the single stud yellow plate that's round, and that is going to attach there. So there are other points. Yeah, I'm assuming yellow on yellow, and like that. Yep. Precisely where needed. Now there's also another point to construct. It's a single stud yellow brick with horizontal stud. It gets a pan. The stud goes up on the pan. And then a single stud round yellow plate. Looks like the brick part goes on the vehicle itself, and the pan goes on that. I'm trying to decide, is there any full way proof to say which stud to go on? This one kind of, well, can it be pushed in? I'm looking at the picture right here. It looks like the yellow brick is off at an angle compared to the red brick, so it's more likely this one. And that way it can be pushed all the way to the edge of the gray plates. So that's that side. Now we're going to do the other side. Okay, a 1x2 channel with a single stud slope, that's gray. Then a 1x2 slope, that's gray. And already they changed the order unless this is something else. Oh, maybe this is a cover. Okay, maybe that's why. So we didn't do the yellow part. Okay, so then 1x8 gray plate with a channel right next to that. And then put 3 more angles on it. Then one more, well, additional gray angle that's going to connect another 1x8 gray plate with a channel. Connect that there. Then, oh, don't go crazy because we have something going on. So after connecting it, do 2 more 1x2 angles. And then it's going to be a 1x2 grill, gray. And then a 1x2 angle. Yes. But no. We're going to need to do another 1x2 channel. Or 1x2 gray plate with a channel feature. Then we're going to end it with a single stud gray angle. Or slope. Like that. Yes, so we're continuing seeing it from the other side. The arrow is right there. Then it gets attached. We're going to keep it down. It is flush with the rest of the plate, so I'm not worried about pressing down too hard because then it is supported by the table. There we go. Huh. Okay, now I see it. That. That. Right, so then we're going to get another hinge. Open it this way. The top gets the transparent 1x2 red plate. And then it gets a 1x4 yellow plate underneath. And then a 1x4 yellow plate on top. Underneath that, connect the 1x12 first. It goes here. Then the 1x8 here. We're going to start a single stud round red brick with a 1x4 black brick with 4 horizontal studs right next to that. Single stud yellow plate that's round is next. And then a 1x4 black brick with 4 horizontal studs. It should match up with what was here, the yellow hinge sandwich. Then a 1x2 gray brick with 2 horizontal studs. A single stud yellow round plate. And then a single stud red brick that's round. And then a 1x2 gray brick that has 2 horizontal studs. like that. And then attach it. Okay, so it's curious that they kept the rotation of the ship like this, and then now we can see where to attach it, at least from this view. So there's the transparent red brick. I'll put it like that. Now it's interesting, the transparent's very helpful into finding it, but also it's going to be covered. We can keep it like this, because then we're going to go into connecting. It's a single stud plate with pan. Stud goes up. Single stud yellow round plate goes there. So that goes like right here, top of the yellow. Just wiggle it a bit. The pan, the black pan going to the red plate can adjust its length so that it'll be where it needs to be. And this can rotate ever so slightly so that it can still accurately grab onto that feature. Next one is this. It's a single stud yellow brick with horizontal stud. Gets a black pan. Stud goes up. Gets a single stud yellow plate. Oops. Uh-oh. And that goes right here next to the red, but at an angle. I put it on the vehicle first, and then I kind of massage it on the piece, and it's snug. Now let's look back at this. This could have used more attachments. Okay, so that's 126, step 126. Now we're gonna do the finished part. It's a 1x2 plate with a channel, a single stud gray slope or angle, and a 1x2 slope. I think the slope is more accurate. And then a 1x8 plate with a channel. This one has the grill right here. So let's place that 1x2 grill, gray. And then two slopes, 1x2 gray slopes. The lower part towards the channel. That's step or sub-step 3. Now we're going to connect another 1x8 plate that has a channel. Oh, I need that slope. 1x2 gray slope to attach this one. And then I can go crazy with 1x2 gray slopes. Now I'm going to need a 1x2 slope, gray, overhang, then a 1x2 gray plate with a channel, and then a single stud slope. and then attach it to the vehicle. I think this is preferable because knowing how this is attached could be easily taken off the vehicle, and since that's where the pressure is, the rest of the vehicle can break off from here and just not be good. So this is my preferred method, considering that this is all touching the table. It's kind of guaranteed there's not going to be a surprise set and push that breaks something off. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to go here. What are we seeing? Some cleanup right there. And for some reason, we're going to put a 1x2 angle plate. Maybe these are the angles. Okay. All right, so let's do the wedges first. And did I get the right one? Yes. So it goes something like that. Okay. Almost flush, but pretty good. This is still kind of wobbly. And where are we going to put use? I see it kind of hugging the 1x3 plate or the bracket. It looks like it's going to go like this, so that's really not going to grab onto anything. It's just going to be placed underneath this plate, which is kind of a surprising solution of keeping this held onto. It's going to be harder to break it out like this, but it can be pulled away. And then on this side is the other wedge. That. And then up here, this goes right here. So it covers up that red claw. Whoop. Make sure that holds on. And the other two, because it does ask for 4, goes right there next to where we place the wedges. I think it's going to go over that red plate. I feel like kind of wobbly. It is getting heavier just because with all the bricks, and the other one right here. So basically it's hugging the black, I think it's a Technic piece right here. So there. Okay. Looks kind of nice. Oh, and then we're just going to get 10 2x4 smooth plates, starting from the wedge, going to the front. Okay. That. 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to put it on the book because then that becomes uneven surface. There we go. The other side. With the wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that is step 129. Then we go on to bag 5. All right, so that's bag 4. Whoops. And now it's getting its shape. It's really futuristic looking, nice technological lines. We'll see how that is resolved. But basically it was this feature on both sides that really cleaned up the look of the vehicle. So now we'll see how this angle fits in with the rest, because it's kind of nice the way they designed it. So the angles do meet up with a pre-established Lego angle that they can rely on, saying, yep, that's what we need. So it's not entirely kind of a random angle. It is what is available in Lego. Even though this hinge was thought to be kind of, well, that's what we have to do. But no, it lined up with other things in the Lego grid. All right. So this has been the Ponderous Brick Thinker. Thank you for stopping by. If you liked the episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see how this project progresses, go ahead and subscribe and sign up for notifications. And see you next time.